All right, cool. Okay. Might as well. All right, so going inside of this thingy. It's a bet. All right, cool, no problem. So we're all instead of come inside. Now, Christopher, we let you in our house. Yeah, I know. Okay? Yeah, I got it. Remember what I said? Yeah, I know. You're a good neighbor. Yeah, of course.
Make sure everybody has
All right, sounds on. All right, I had to cut it off, guys. They asked me not record. I don't want to keep the live stream on because I don't.
Can y'all hear me?
Any?
Can y'all hear me? This block the energy we went to give this block. When I say DSA, you say no way. DSA? No way. DSA? No way. Listen to me. We're going to get started right now. You can take that reverb off, though. We sound like we in a club. Come on now, Queen.
Ma'am.
Come on,
Madam.
we're in the club.
Madam.
You right. I find myself there sometimes. So look, we gonna get started. My name is Marlon Rice. I'm the founder of Good People NYC. I'm the son of Deborah Reeves Bay and McKinley Reeves Bay. But I'm also the son of Al Van. I'm also the son of G2 I'm the son of Sam Penn. I'm the son of Charles Davis. I'm the son of Queen Mother Moore. I'm the son of Shirley Chisholm. I'm the son of every ancestor that worked to design and create and curate culture in this community until their last breath. That's who I am. 4 generations in Bedford-Stuyvesant. This is not just a place to live. This is a legacy. Our legacy. Bklyn and Bedford-Stuyvesant is our legacy. And I think it's important that we remind those who are new to this neighborhood what it means to be a good neighbor. Because everybody here, we don't have a problem with being good neighbors.
Right, that's right.
Do we have enemies? You got enemies here? No. So when new neighbors talk about us and use the terminology of enemies, it bothers me. Because the enemy is somebody that's completely opposed to your way of life. Right. Like Barry said in there, we know all too well the results of having enemies. So we don't want enemies, and we don't want to be somebody's enemy. But when someone calls you their enemy, you gotta believe them. Right. And so we're here today because we believe Eon. We believe, and so you see this right here. But I want you guys to take a look. Let me get that. Hold on 1 second.
Let me get that sound. No, man, you good.
You tell me what this says. You tell me what you think this is. Now, we'll talk in due time about what you think, what he said he meant, but this is what was said. He had a series to learn more about the community, the neighborhood, and the people, and it was titled Know Our Enemies. Ain't no enemies in this community, right, except for those who are using their platform to spread discontent. There are no enemies in this community except for those who think they have enemies in the community. So we cannot be two Bed-Stuys. We cannot have a community within a community. And so who's going to be in charge of leading this community and leading the talk and the conversation about good neighbors? That should be us, because this is our community. So when I say DSA, what y'all say? No way. DSA? No way. DSA? No way. Where's my brother Henry at? Come grab this mic for me, man. It's hot now.
Listen. I want to bring up someone who's a legend. A legend here. She told me she wasn't gonna make it, but surprise, surprise, she made it.
Surprise.
She made it. Everyone, please give it up for the Honorable Dr. Annette M. Robinson.
Brothers and sisters, we're gathered here in solidarity this evening. I'm on my way out someplace else, but I had to be here, and then I will leave. But I just wanted to come by to say that we cannot allow for people to come and impose themselves on our community. This is our community that we've worked for, built up, provided resources for, from the time that we began the empowerment movement. Before, people were not contributing and putting the time in or the energy in to build up, or to raise up its people, to register people to vote, to bring resources into this community. So therefore, it's important that we're out here tonight to say these are our streets and we must protect them. People have to know and understand. This is not a fly-by-night arrangement. This is not a fly-by-night arrangement. People here, I see people here that I've been knowing for many, many years. I've been in Bklyn all my life, and some of you have been also. And so we're here to say, these are our streets and we're going to protect them. So brothers and sisters, it's important when we call upon you to come out, do voter registration, also to knock on some doors. Don't feel it's robbery of your time or energy because we're trying to protect our turf. Everybody is protecting their turf all over the world. Everybody's protecting their turf all over the world. So I see that we have company here as well, listening to whatever we have to say. They have to know that we know and understand. And this is our turf, and we're going to protect our turf. Know that we are going to be out here in our streets, protecting our people and providing the resources that they need and deserve. The resources that they need and deserve. So that's what we've been doing. We had to build it up because people had let it fall down. But we built it up as a community. Vanguard Independent Democratic Association, under the leadership of Al Van, now under the leadership of Henry Butler, and Vanessa as the leaders of this area, and also under the leadership of Stefani Zimmerman, Assemblywoman. We are not going to allow people to claw that back from us. We are not going to allow for people to claw back. And because the work is done in the streets, folks. The work is done in the streets. When I was running, I didn't allow for nobody to beat me in the streets. You got to work it in the streets. That's what you have to do. So therefore, it's us and them. Since they proclaim enemies, it's us and them. Peace and power to you. Do what you got to do to make sure that we continue to stay strong.
So, what you just witnessed is a historical moment. See, I got to get the civics class, and sometimes we go outside and we get excited, and we don't understand what the moment is. And I really try as a man of this community to be as balanced and fair as I possibly can, because I know and I understand that all entities are needed for the progression of our community. But when you see ambiguous information coming out in your community and it uses the words enemies, who do you think about? When he utilizes these terms as a black people, unfortunately, because we're so traumatized, we end up thinking about ourselves. Bed-Stuy is the second largest black community in America. So when you talk about good cause and going against landlords, you're talking about black homeowners. You're talking about black renters. You're talking about people who have been in this community since yay high to a fence. So we cannot allow any of that at all in our community. And the second thing, when we think about the civics of this community and how the DSA moves, they're very strategic, which is why I respect it. They understood that if they could get somebody in the Senate seat who thinks like them, who moves like them, who operates like them. Over there. I know, brother. I may be short, but I ain't blind. Right? They were good on one side. What they also knew is that they didn't need a DSA member in the city council seat as long as they had somebody progressive enough not to call them out when they did things. So the assembly seat that we are protecting, understand what I say, the assembly seat that we are protecting is our seat. Because you can't be too far left, you can't be too far right. Because when you look at the national media, anything too far left look crazy, and everything far right look even wacker. Now, I want to make this clear. Because the brother in the nice, I don't know what color's jacket that is. That's low. Mr. the good brother, Jabari Bridgeport. I actually like that brother. As a civic duty, as a father and a voter in this community, I stand with the rear guard. But as an organizational leader, that man has offered my organization dollars for young men of color. But that does not stop you from being held accountable for your actions. You cannot bring an individual who is not a part of this assembly district, who does not understand the political landscape of this district and this district, and then call us enemies.
That's right.
You can't do that. And we won't allow it.
We won't.
Now, I've been standing with this woman before my hair was white. We've been in speakeasies all across Bklyn, having conversations with people for over the last 15 years. Civic conversations. Understand that this seat for her is not something that she actually wanted, it's a responsibility. She goes from Albany to Bed-Stuy each and every week, taking care of her 82-year-old mother, not sleeping up that night on the train. And somebody gonna come in here and say that they're gonna take it and say that she's not for us? That's a goddamn lie. Right. No way to the DSA. Right. So, I get hype. Yes. All right. But I love her like cook food. She is a sister from another mother. She is your sister too. Put your hands together for the person that we standing for, our assemblywoman, Stefani Zimmerman.
2020, I did something that most public servants and certainly no politician will ever do. And that is I made a promise to this community. The first thing was to make sure that I was going to create opportunities for whatever it is that you wanted to do, whatever your children wanted, whatever you saw for your life, your vision for this community. I made that promise. The second promise I made was to secure resources from this community. So I'm going to stand here and I'm just going to ask you to raise your hand if you have received money from the New York State Assembly to live out your dream. Raise your hand if your organization has received money from the New York State Assembly. I took that pledge because I love this community. I'm a third generation member of this community. My grandmother came here when she was in her early 20s and paid $25 for a room to stay in. Matter of fact, it was $5, I'm sorry, for a room to stay in, because she knew that this was the Black Mecca. It was a place that could nurture her like the South did, and she could have a better life for her kids. So she went back and she got my mother in 1952 and my uncle, and she built her life in this community. I grew up downtown and everybody knows in Gowanus Projects, but every weekend, where was I at? I was at my grandparents' house on Maycar Street, or my grandparents' house on Quincy Street. I was in Restoration Plaza, learning how to dance, think, and be civically engaged. That's my story. So when I read that somebody is saying that I disrespect tenants, when I pay my rent to somebody every single day, I'm trying to figure out who they talking about.
Right. Yes. Right.
Who are they talking about?
Right.
When I think about the 5, 6, 7 workshops that we have given to ensure that people could find a decent place to live, that people could protect their homes and their wealth from marauders, from these scammers who have been in our community over the last decade and a half, stealing from our grandparents, grandmas, people who just didn't know enough to keep their homes in place. That just makes me crazy. I didn't sit down and complain about it. I didn't put together some slogans to speak about it. I actually did something about it.
Yeah.
Right. So when I look at my records, I have a record of protecting tenants in this community. I have a record of protecting homeowners in this community. And you don't have to take anybody's word for it. You can go right to the New York State Assembly and look at every piece of legislation that I have introduced and passed. But yet the people who are trying to convince everybody here and beyond that therefore tenants, I haven't seen anything. No receipts at all, just rhetoric. So I'm not about the slogans, I'm about the solutions. When you come sit at a table with me, you know that each and every one of us are working toward making this community a better community. So when we have somebody who comes from another community, stepping over the line into Bedford-Stuyvesant, into the vibrant 56, and just spreading lies and fear, we know what that is. That's the Republican playbook.
That's right. That's exactly what.
And if you look up the record of every DSA member in the New York State Assembly, you will see that for every budget that we have passed, they voted against it. Why is that? You got a Republican playbook, you're voting with the Republican. Who are you? What are you about? What are you actually doing for the people in this community? So I am glad and happy to see all of you have come out, because we've been talking about this behind closed doors for a very long time. But now it is time to be in the streets and tell the truth about what's really happening here.
Right.
This ain't about gentrification. This is about the extraction of black wealth out of a black community. The law says you can't put a cross on somebody's and burn a cross on somebody's lawn anymore. You can't burn them out. You can't do any of those things that disrupted black wealth and black communities in this country since its inception. So now what do? You figure out a way to use the law against it. You bribe some people who got notary publics. You wink at some judges and invite them to your country estates. And then you try to convince everybody else that you're for the people and this is all about socialism being great for this country. Well, let's just talk about, why is it at the point where black people have wealth and power, we want everybody to be the same now? Tell me about that. Tell me what that's all about. But I will actually entertain that conversation, because respectful people who really want to do good for this community actually come and say, listen, sister, I want to challenge you on that thought. Let's sit down. We're both in government together. Every bill that I have passed is because of Leroy Conry, who's my Senate sponsor, Kevin Parker. I've had to go beyond this community to get the support that you need, because the DSA told our senator that he can't partner with me. And so let's just be blunt.
Talk about it.
I welcome collaboration from wherever it comes, because let's be clear, we are not all going to always agree on everything. We're not always going to see eye to eye. But there's one thing that we can agree to do on. And I would believe that it would be education. I would believe it would be making sure that Bed-Stuy Volunteer Ambulance Corps actually has a building. I would believe that a cultural museum that took 50 years to amass would be something that would be important to you. I would think reimagining the armory would be something that everybody would want to invest in. But those investments has not come from my partner in government. It has come from other people who value black lives. And so this is a moment. People keep saying this is a historic moment. We cannot just be engaged when we being challenged or when there's an election coming up. I'm telling you, every single day, when you think about what your dreams are for this community, you gotta work toward them. Nobody is gonna do that for you, and I guarantee you that there are people who are trying to burn your dreams every time you have a thought. So the question is, what are we doing when we leave here today? Right? So Barry put it out there, Marlon put it out there. What are we going to do when we leave here today? We have boards that need to be filled, whether they are our local community boards, our neighborhood advisory boards, our hospital boards. If it wasn't for the guard that we have here, let's be clear, these hospitals would not have any money to function. We would still have people coming into our community, not serving us and harming black bodies. But it's because we get to choose our own leadership, right? That we can get decent health care, and we're still working on that. That's the reason why Not one Bklyn Health. That's one Bklyn Health I'm talking about. I'm talking about no. I'm going across the Flatbush. Right, Downtown Hospital is not closing. Because a group of us got together and said, we cannot lose a hospital because whatever happens there is going to happen to us. Right? The only hospital that is actually training the next generation of Black doctors cannot close. And it is not closed, and there's resources. So where they find the money at? We always know the money is there. We just have to be on our guard to always make sure that those dollars are being directed when they're most needed, and that is our community. And so, what is your role in this fight? What is this role in protecting your community? Bed-Stuy and Crown Heights are very good for a number of things, but certainly we know how to preserve our institutions, our culture, right? We know how to progress as a people, but the thing that we have to come together on in this moment, is protection. We need to put a rim of protection around this community so nobody else would dare to cross the border. So I'm standing toe to toe on the line right now. If you want to come. But let me just tell you that this community right now is united in one fact. What's the slogan? What's the slogan that we saying today? We got a lot of them. Well, first of all skin folks and kin folk. That's right. All skin folks and kin folk. I am not the enemy.
That's right.
I'm not the enemy here. What I am is the real Bed-Stuy. And we are the vanguard. So from today on, we have to telegraph that to anybody who will not look up their eyes to say hello to you. That's right. You speak to people and they will pass you.
Yes, they do.
You moved here. You knew what you were going to get when you moved here. And if you listen to those buying real estate people who told you that you were going to have your own utopia, go get your money back. Go get your money right back.
Go back where you came from.
This right here is the real Bed-Stuy. We are welcoming to anybody who wants to come here and live here and be a fabric of this community. But what we are not going to do, is allow you to lie, steal, and cheat our legacy away.
Go right to the DSA. We are the real Bed-Stuy. So here's what we need to understand, right? Because when you think about, I got a big voice. We don't need that. When you think about community, real community, the vanguard ain't the only entity. We have been privileged.
Hold on. What's happening here? Hold on.
Always one, ready to have fun. So here's what we need to understand.
All right, get up out of here, man.
Here's what we need to understand. Not only y'all gotta focus.
Yes, sir.
This is how they distract. Everybody ground with me.
We're with you.
Everybody ground under my voice. This is how we get distracted. They send the enemy, I'ma say it, into our community to distract us. So in this moment, what I need, hold on, Henry. What I need for y'all to focus, because you're gonna get this. They're gonna knock on your door, give you fake pamphlets, distraction. They're gonna run up on you when you walk into the street, distraction. But we are a community of many. On the other side of Bed-Stuy, y'all know him, Antioch's finest. The preacher of all preachers. When he get him on a good day, he might tell you something that you need, but you may not like. Put your hands together for our brother in politics, in civic engagement, our pastor, Brother Waterman.
So we're here.
Yes.
Everybody said we're here.
We're here.
And we're here to stay. Oh, I can't hear y'all. We're here. And we're here to stay. I still can't hear you. We here. And we're here to stay. Listen up. The best way to drown out noise is to be louder than the noise before you. The best way to drown out noise is to be louder than the noise that you hear. We're here. Some of y'all say, we're here. And we're here to stay. And we're here to stay. We're here to stay. Listen, what's going on is we're not just doing a moment, but we got to do a movement. It's been too long that we've been waiting in moments, and we're waiting for things to happen. When you wait for things to happen, it happens without you. But when you're in a movement, it never happens without you. You got to stay connected. This is not just for a moment. This is not just for this time. If you're talking about protecting, you're talking about protecting for the long haul. This is not just today. The problem with us is we want to do today and we forget about tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to come. That's why you got to work every day. And you got to use every day as today. And so gathered here today, and we know what we got to do. Do you know what you got to do? Do you really know what you got to do? It's when you leave here, you got to get in the street. You got to roll up your sleeves. You got to stop making any excuses to say that I'm too tired. I don't want to do it. I work long hours. My kids are crying, the dog is barking, the bird is tweaking, the turtle is crawling. We will find every excuse why we don't want to get in the streets. It's not going to happen in your house. It's got to happen in the what? In the what? In the what? In the what? The scripture says, and I'm going to give it to you because some of y'all didn't go to church. A house that's divided against itself will not stand. And the problem that we're having is that our house is divided. That's why people can knock on your door, can tell you one thing, and you'll go to the polls with the information and you go with what you don't know. But when you know what you know, no matter who knocks on your door, you can tell them, I already know. When I already know, that means that I am able to get out in the street and convince others that we are here to stay. Now, if you ain't here to stay, you can leave right now. And it's okay, because we got an open door. We see them coming in, and we see them going out. When Bed-Stuy was do or die, nobody wanted to come in. Y'all not with me. When it was Bed-Stuy do or die, when the Crips and the Bloods and the gangs, and there was no policing, because that's why going to defunding policing allow you to move out so everybody else can move in. And then when they move in, then the cops come. Okay, that's three people. You gotta understand. You gotta understand. Now it's Bed-Stuy stay alive. Now it's Bed-Stuy stay alive, and everybody want to live in Bed-Stuy. Y'all just missed that. Because of that switch from do or die, now it's stay alive. Everybody want to live in. And when they come to live in Bed-Stuy, they want to push you. They want to push you. But we're here to stay. We are not just going to do this moment. If you're really serious about making sure that you sustain your black wealth, because we talk about it, and I talk about it. What good is now we want to be equal when we started behind? Huh? How can you say that you want to be equal now when we started behind? A fair race is putting everybody on the line together. But first you got to build up the equity. First you got to invest in the community. First you got to change our educational system and our healthcare system where everybody is on the same page. If you want to live in $1 million house, I want to live in one too. Don't say that you can live in it and I can't. Y'all not with me. We're here to. We're here to. We're here to. Bed-Stuy stay up. Bed-Stuy stay up. And when I understand that we know that we are here, we got to make sure that we secure our place. Now, elderly people want to give up their homes, and some of them been jacked by deed theft. And 9 times out of 10, the middle person is the one that's going to jail, not the person who actually get the property. Y'all not listening. You gotta listen. You gotta listen. And I want you from this point on. This is not a moment. This is not a moment. Too many of us only roll up our sleeves when it's close to election.
That's right.
Politics and election is every day. You choose what you eat, don't you? You got to go in the bodega and vote. You vote on your food. Huh? You look at the chicken, if it ain't good, you look at it and say, I'm not voting for that. You pick up another chicken. Everything you do is about voting. So don't get it twisted. There's a president in your house. I don't know if it's the woman or the man, but whoever it is the president. There's a vice president in your house. Then there is Congress members in your house. There might be some city council, might be the dogs and the pets, but by the time we go through, there is politics in everything that we do. So don't get it twisted and say only at the time of election that I get involved. It's too late. It's too late. By the time we get involved and understand the process, they have already changed the system that you can't catch up. Every time you catch up, they move the line.
That's right.
Think about it. Every time. Every time we are the only community that welcomes everybody. Everybody. But when we go over there to the other community, you can't even get in their school system, and they get the same amount of money that our school system get in. But our doors are open and theirs are closed. When they build development in the other community over there, you can't get an apartment over there. But they'll build one here and give you what they call affordable housing. How do you consider affordable housing when you have a development of 100 houses, apartments, and you only get 10?
Right. And they're not affordable.
Yes, sir.
They're not affordable.
How?
They're more than what
So, but we got to do more than talk. This is about strategically putting people in place. Put down the ism and the schism. Stop the black fighting. The problem is that too many of us were doing black fighting. And the enemy, this is how the enemy does. If the enemy can get black people against black people, they just come in and they whisper in your ear and you say it's okay. It's the black fighting that keeps us down.
Bring it home, man. Bring it home, man.
Listen here. Listen.
Take your time.
Listen. She said it right. All skin. If Malcolm was here, he would call it the house Negro and the field Negro.
There you go. That's right.
Right? Just because you in the house don't mean you ain't black. You forget it until they want to move somebody in. I'm going to close it on this note right here. I want y'all to see this. It's strategically laid out. They'll get enough of soft black people to move into the seed. And in 2 to 3 years, it'll become white seed.
All right. There you go.
In order to break black community, it's all about making sure we put the right black person in. Who don't have a voice, who don't speak for the people, because you know how we do. I can't help you, you didn't vote for me. But you are the same person of the community. It don't matter who you vote for. So we gotta be careful. They pulling me back. They tell me I gotta close. I gotta close. So I'm coming down. But I need you all to understand. Stop these moments and let's get into this movement. And the movement is about you, me, and all of us coming together and making sure that we do like every other community. If they could build walls around theirs, we can do the same thing. We can do the same thing. Stop being scared. You know, because we're the only people who want to fit in. Stop being scared. I want to stand out. Do you want to stand out? Yeah. Do you want to stand out? Yeah. Then we need to do what?
Vote.
Vote. Vote. Knock on doors. Vote. Inform people. Inform people know what to vote for.
And who to vote for.
And who to vote for.
Stefani
God bless you.
Zimmerman.
Who you gonna vote for? Don't just say it. Who you gonna vote for? Just don't say it. Who you gonna vote for?
Put your hands together for the rest. Check. Real quick before we move on. Every man outside, put your hand up. Every black man that's outside, put your hand up. Okay. I want y'all to say the word Vanguard. Say Vanguard.
Vanguard.
Okay, put your hands down. To the visitors. Because I didn't like what just happened over here. It's still bothering me.
I didn't
To
put
the
your hands up
visitors.
either.
To the visitors. I want you to go home in safety and peace. I don't want you to leave here crooked or bent. Do not distract family business. This is family business. And I guarantee you, if any of the sisters out here should have a braid that gets tossed a wrong way or look a wrong way because of something that you did here tonight, I guarantee you that every man that raised their hand is going to show you what Old Tompkins Avenue looks like. Have some goddamn respect when you a visitor. I don't care. You're not from here. You're a guest. And so I need you to have some respect. You distracted right now. You're distracted. We gonna move on.
It's the shoes fit swearing. Shut up.
I'm gonna deal with it when I get the mic.
It's the shoes fit swearing. Shut up. Power to the people.
This is about power. Remember, it was less than 40 years ago that all of Central Brooklyn was a plantation.
That's right.
Focus, folks. They had us below, and they ruled. I hate to tell you, folks, DSA is a plantation.
Yes, it is.
They don't even live here. They're not even in the state. The rulers of DSA out of the state tell the people that they control what to do.
That's right.
They don't vote what you want. They vote what their leaders tell them to do.
That's right.
The hand, the invisible hand, tells them what to vote for, tells them what to put out there for, what to put into bills. They can't even decide who they're going to align with.
That's right.
They are controlled
Tell it.
outside of our community. That's called colonialism. That's called a plantation. We fought like hell
That's right.
to determine our own way,
That's right.
to elect our own officials.
Right.
Some were great, some were not so great, but they were ours.
That's right.
They were ours. And we kicked them out if they weren't doing well. We do not need overseers.
That's right, bro. Tell it.
We do not need to go back 50 years. They're picking it off one by one.
Yes, they are.
The 57th,
Yeah. Tell it.
they're going for the 43rd. They swept over and took the Senate seat, and now they're aiming at one district,
That's right.
the 56th.
Never.
They will have it if you don't fight. It ain't about you. You need 10 of you.
That's right.
We have to have a record turnout at the election. A record turnout. Everybody has to be registered. Everybody. We'll show them what 2024 looks like in Bed-Stuy.
That's right. That's
We
right.
have to register everybody. You're pulling everybody out. No excuses. We're gonna have 10,000 people vote, and then they'll slink away. When they can't win the 56, they will slink away. Do not be fooled. This is about power. It's about taking our power away and giving it to some other folks who think they know what we should be doing. They don't even live here. Vote, register, and get 10 of you to come with you. If you don't do it, don't be sad after you leave.
Unless somebody else said 1 2 1 2. Listen. Henry Butler here, president of this great organization, district leader of the 56th Assembly District. Raised in the Tompkins houses. Been along this strip for the last 50 years, raising my children in the community and the building Bedford-Stuyvesant. To wrap this up, and I'm gonna give it to Barry. As everyone said, this is not a moment. If you want to make sure that this sister is reelected, okay, you got to sign up and do some work.
That's right.
You got to sign up phone bank to knock on these doors. You got to sign up and do some work because they have a bad habit of going after black women. They going after this sister. They went after the former Assemblywoman Tremaine Wright, Roxanne Prasad, Lori Cumbo. They have a bad habit of targeting black women.
But they won't target the men.
But we are here today to stand with our sister Stefani Zimmerman to make sure I got her back, Barry got her back,
We got her back.
We got her back. Marlon, Barry, tell them what they gotta do. We need y'all to get out. It's not a moment. You gotta hit these streets. Tell them what they need to do, Barry.
So we're gonna have a sign-up sheet going around. We already got like a ton of you already volunteering hitting the streets, but we have about 6 to 7 weeks to really hone in on making sure that we protect our seat. Now notice my words. I say our seat. She represents us. Always remember that, because what happens is you vote and then you disappear. It is your civic duty to make sure that you protect each and every seat that you vote for.
Right.
So that means that when she go to Albany and do the work, we right here on Tompkins Avenue doing the work. It ain't just about the rally. We brought you all together because as men, as a father who grew up on Lexington and Marcus Garvey, who used to cut hair 2 doors down for Brother Eon is holding his campaign office in the barbershop, and you say enemies of a community? Oh, I don't fuck around with that. I'm gonna say that again. I don't fuck around with that. It is disrespectful, it is disingenuous, it is misguided, and as a black man, it puts fear in my heart. Because for far too long, they've been telling us that we enemies. That's why you don't see that many of us standing out here. That's why we always see our black sisters. But the Vanguard is here today. Y'all gonna sign up. Y'all gonna come to this door each and every day, because these doors will be open and we will revitalize. We are going to revitalize for the next 7 weeks. And we're gonna show what community really looks like.
That's right.
So make sure you sign up. Make sure you talk to our Assemblywoman. Make sure you take a picture and post it on social media so people don't think that she's the enemy.
Because she's not.
Because she goddamn ain't. She's the very fabric. She's the very fabric of the political auspice in this community. So make sure you protect her. Make sure you sign up. We love each and every one of you. Here's Will.
Look, I love each and every one of you for choosing to come out and to be a part of this. I need you guys to spread the word. And by that, I mean we got an entire part of community that is asleep at the wheel. We got aunts and uncles and cousins and nephews and nieces that need to get up and vote on June 25th. The only way that this process works is if everybody with a voice uses their voice. So please, do not leave here today and forget about this tomorrow. This is not about getting content or posting things for likes and comments. We are in a state of emergency. We are in a state of emergency. Go home and tell 10 people that they need to vote. And if they aren't registered, send them to 399 Tompkins Avenue so that we can get them registered to vote.
Every night.
I want to give acknowledgments to my big bro, Robert Carnegie, the Honorable Robert Carnegie. He's across the street now. But that's a brother who's done work in this community. I want to give respect and honor to Hassan Bklyn from the United Political Association, the Unified Political Association. I want to give honor and love and respect to Kanasia Traynham Cooper, who's the district leader. I want to give honor, love, and respect to Michael Boomer, who's a district leader. I want to give honor, love, and respect to Conrad Tillett, who came here and called me and ensured that he would help spread the word. I want to give love, honor, and respect to you, Jabari, because you came out when a lot of people didn't. And I'm glad that you heard this message, because you need to tell your people to stop with the subversive messaging. Because we are here and we are listening. And unlike before, we're going to react when we see something adverse. So I'm glad you came out, and I need for you to tell that message. We're not anybody's enemy.
That's right.
We're not anybody's enemy. We're not anybody's enemy. I want y'all to go in peace. I want y'all to go in love. You guys, yeah. Okay, this is the sister right here. We gotta cherish her.
That's right.
We gotta cherish her. We gotta ensure that we uplift her and we pour into her, because she's under attack. And I think Barry said it best, or he maybe said it in there. This organization has a habit of attacking black women. And the only way to get away with that shit is because black men don't stand up and stand in the gap.
There you go.
That's done.
There you go.
That's done.
I just really want to thank each and every one of you for coming out. Marlon named some people that people consider notable because they've either run for office. I can't. Hello.
Turn it up a little bit.
So I want to thank each and every one of you for coming out here today. Marlon named some people, but what I see are families. I see individuals who hold down every block in this community for generations. I want to thank you for pouring into your children, holding on to your family, for supporting these businesses, for supporting our institutions. It is because of you that we are still here, that we can stand here to even fight. And so I can probably look into this audience and name everybody's name. Right. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, for my Crown Heights family, from my Bed-Stuy family, from my people who had to move out and go to Brownsville family over there. That's all right. We're going to bring you back.
That's right.
Because we have everything that we need. We have everything that we need to succeed. I promise you. But we've been siloed too long. So I really want to say thank you to these three brothers for standing up for us today. They're standing up for me in this moment, but they're always standing up for us. And so please give it up for them. Give it up for yourselves. That's right. And let's stand up for Bed-Stuy and Crown Heights always, like we have for generations. Because we about to do what? What we about to do? We already stood up. What we going to vote? We're going to go to the street and do what? And win. Because when we fight, we do what? We win. When we fight, we do what? Win. When we fight, we do what? Win. Let's get it done. Let's get it. It's strong. There you go. Turn it on.
Go in peace. We love you. We love you. We love you.